Proverbs 31, verse 30 to 31. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are well. Big shout out once again to all the women. We also have celebrated Women's Day not too long ago, and we are back with a question and answer session, part 2. So I'm Hendrieka Adams, and I'm joined with the rest of the team, and I'm just going to ask them how they are doing, starting off with Abby.
I am doing great during this campaign. Over to you, Alistair.
Guys, I am doing really, really amazing. Over to you, Courtney.
I am great. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And hello to everyone that are watching. Thank you. Over to you, Robin.
Thanks, Courtney. Hello, everyone. I'm doing good, and I'm happy that we're going to do this again this evening.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, guys. So last week we had an amazing session. We got to hear about the women's little testimonies and also their answers to the 2 questions that were asked. And now tonight we are going to just look at the answers that we received to the same questions, which was question number 1, how would you describe being boundless? And question number 2 would be, what was your biggest fear and how did you overcome that? And so we're going to jump straight into the answers, and I'm going to hand over to Abby.
Okay, so our first lady is Glynnis Andrews. Being boundless. When I think about being boundless, I think of the strength of a woman, being infinite and limitless, of course, with the help of my God and Heavenly Father. Boundless in my faith means that I believe in God's love being infinite and limitless, irrespective of the outcome. My biggest fear was when my husband fell ill 10 years ago. How would I be able to run a household, care for our 2 kids, coping with work and the stress of life itself? How I overcame this was through my belief and faith in my God, knowing I had a Father who loves, cares, and was and is always there for me, no matter what or when. The praise and love of my family, friends, church family, so many praise and encouragements. It was the best support from a loving family, friends, and the church family. We thank the Lord. It's our 10th anniversary of healing. All praise and honor to our God Most High.
Praise God for that. Praise God for that. Over to you, Courtney.
Okay, so our second shout out goes to Bianca Brown. Her first answer was, boundless to Christ, boundless to love. These have no limits. It creates excitement and desire to be better and do better. Her second answer was, her biggest fear was driving. After being in 2 accidents before, I was afraid of driving or being a co-driver. How I overcame it was with people who supported me and guided me, starting over with driving and being more aware of my surroundings. Other fear I overcame was confrontation. I hated being addressed or even addressing someone about an issue. But what I've learned is that we all are not the same, nor are our thought processes, and speaking calmly about issues can prevent further anger and rage.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Courtney, for that. And also Abigail. And also shout out to Glynnis Andrews, as well as Bianca Brown for their answers to these 2 questions. Amazing stuff. I'm gonna take it away, Abby, again.
Okay, this shout out goes to Chaney Raubenheimer. First answer, I do not give up before trying. I also make sure that my life speaks volumes to those who might be watching, in the hope that my good characteristics will influence the next person's life. And then my biggest fear was speaking in front of people. And yes, I'm still improving. I've overcome it by practicing it more. So when I'm asked to present, I don't say no, but I grab the opportunity with both hands.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Courtney, over to you.
The next shout out goes out to Hortensia Carelse. Her first answer was, to be boundless is to have no limit, no fear, no restrictions, to love and love to the fullest, to love your best, to give your best, and to be your best. A second answer was, my biggest fear was that I thought I am not good enough. But I had a life-changing experience when I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And I quote Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ that gives me strength. That is out to Hortensia Carelse.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Chaney Raubenheimer as well as Hortensia Carelse for your answers. Thank you so much. Abby?
Okay, shout out to Chelsea Kolkoto. Being boundless is allowing yourself to fully transcend yourself to a place with God, where life with Him is limitless. Being in Him is experiencing unlimited grace, immeasurably more, inexhaustible love, living a limitless Christian life. Because with God, nothing is impossible or too big for Him. Being boundless is living in the freedom Jesus died for us to experience. And a second answer, because of lockdown, I started experiencing a lot of social anxiety, and I feared it would completely consume every part of me. And the more I prayed about it, the more I realized that living a life bounded to fear and anxiety is not from God. It's not what Jesus gave His life for. He gave it for me to have freedom in Him, and through Him be delivered from any fear. And because of His love and grace, I can thankfully say that He has delivered me from it. Continue praying and seeking the Father. Chelsea Kolkoto.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Courtney, and then afterwards, we'll just ask Alistair and Robin just to give a comment or two on the answers.
Okay. The next shout out goes out to Hendrieka Smith. This lady commented online. So her first answer was to go all out for Jesus without any regrets. Her second answer was her fear was to be married and not knowing what lies ahead. But how she overcame it was to trust God and a partner. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You said it was Hendrieka Smith.
Hendrieka Smith.
Hendrieka Smith, yes. Shout out to Hendrieka Smith and also to Chelsea Kolkoto. Over to Robin and Alistair. Let's go with Robin first, and then we'll do Alistair after that. Just if you guys have any comments, just based on those answers that we received.
Okay. Well, I think it's truly amazing that what these ladies have shared. I mean, once again, we're hearing answers that these ladies are given based on things that they experience, based on things that they go through in their lives. And once again, it's giving us opportunity, those of our viewers who are watching, it's giving them a chance to actually relate to people, because sometimes that's all we actually need. I've noticed that like recently there's a lot of people that just need someone to relate to, and it's just such a nice experience for someone to experience that. So I think that what these ladies have said is really inspiring. And one thing that I noticed was what Auntie Glynnis said. She trusted God through everything. It just stood out for me. She trusted God through everything, and she did not let a circumstance or anything get the better of her. And another thing that Chaney actually said that just stood out for me was that even though she had that fear of speaking in public and stuff, she still grabs it with both hands. That opportunity, if someone tells her, okay, you need to do public speaking or something, she still grabs it. And I think that and everything else that these ladies have said is so inspiring. This, along with everything else that the ladies have said, it's so inspiring. And once again, thank you, ladies, for sharing this with us, because you have no idea how much it is encouraging other ladies out there from all ages. So thank you once again, ladies.
Thanks, Robin. Over to you, Alistair.
Thanks, Robin, and thanks, Ashik. Listening to everyone's feedback and everyone's answers to these questions, it just raises a strong statement that God is still working. And I think it really points out the fact that all of these ladies, they mention God, and it really shows how much faith they have in God. And it shows that they also know that without God, they wouldn't be who they are today. They wouldn't be as strong as they are today. Because I mean, everyone, we find our strength in God and God alone. So he definitely still moves. He's definitely still working, and he's using the woman as his instruments out there. So Big shout out to all of these women. They are really strong despite the fears that they might have encountered. Yep.
Thank you, Alistair. Thank you, Robin, and Alistair once again, for your comments. It's really valued and it's appreciated. Yeah, so we're going to give over to Abigail again just to give us more answers that we received. Yeah.
Okay, this shout out goes to Tamieka Davids. Boundless to me is immeasurable, bottomless, never ending, just like God's love for us. And the second answer, my biggest fear is failing. I always and still have this fear of failing at anything I put my mind and heart to. So I can honestly say that I'm really working or trying to overcome that fear.
Over to you, Courtney.
Sorry. Okay, so our next shout out goes out to Hilary Louw. So her first answer was limitless. Her second answer was fear of rejection, accepting that you cannot control other people's reaction or what they think of you. We shouldn't build our lives on others' opinion, but accepting who you are with flaws and all. That shout out goes out to Hilary Louw.
Thank you so much. Shout out, yeah, once again also to Tamieka Davids, who gave an answer. Over to you, Abby.
Okay, so this is one of our ladies who wishes to remain anonymous. Her first answer, I think to me, boundless is something that has no bounds, no end, and it is vast. An example, I think I could say my love for dancing is boundless. The second answer, I don't think I've experienced my biggest fear, so I don't think I can say I have overcome it. But my biggest fear is being sexually assaulted. So I would say I don't have the fear of being around men anymore. Through prayer, it's something I've worked on, and trusting that I wasn't created to worry or to fear. So through prayer daily, it's something I will eventually overcome.
Shout out to the anonymous woman that answered these two questions. And yeah, if you are watching, God is with you, and keep on trusting the Lord. Over to you, Courtney.
Okay, thank you, Tashrik. The next one is to Jill Swanepoel. Her first answer was, the way I would describe boundless would be that there isn't a limit to doing things, it's unlimited. Her second answer was, my biggest fear is not entering heaven, standing there and hearing, I don't know you from the Lord. That is my biggest fear. I desire to live righteously with a reverent fear towards God. That goes out to Jill Swanepoel. Yeah.
Shout out to Jill, and also shout out to the anonymous woman that also answered. And then we're going to do our last one. All right. So Abby, would you do that one? And then after that, we'll just give some closing comments. And then, yeah, that will be the end of our session.
Our last shout out goes to Helena Martin. Being boundless is being limitless. Only God can dictate your limits. My biggest fear was that someone had been unfaithful towards me, and another was to trust. I overcame this by depending fully on God. I had to release, let go, forgive, and move forward.
Shout out to Helena Martin, also one of the ladies in our church. Courtney, I'm just going to hand over to you if you have any closing comments just based on tonight's session and based on the answers that we received from these women.
Thank you, Tashrik. So what I would like to say is that I said it last week as well, and I will say it again. For us as females, it's not easy to share like your fear because you're always scared you're going to get hurt and all that. But I just want to say thank you to the ladies. There's some females that actually responded that's not in our church, and I want to say thank you to them as well that actually responded and actually took part in it, because I appreciate it. I'm sure the rest of the team also appreciate it, because the goal is for like to share to be open with other females and to share and encourage other females as well of what you've went through, because you don't know what other female is out there that maybe went through something similar and they don't know how to speak about it, or I don't know how to open it, but I just want to say thank you very, very much. As a young female, it is very encouraging. Your response, it was very encouraging and very inspiring. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Courtney. Abby, do you have any closing comments?
I think throughout this campaign, I really valued this Q&A from session 1 right up until the second and final session. It was so nice to get these answers from fellow women and to hear their experiences, to hear their explanation of what they think Boundless is. We ran this campaign with the idea that women are fearfully and wonderfully made and deserve to be praised for who they are as women. And it was just that word that thing to it was boundless. And it was so evident in why we chose the word boundless by hearing the answers to their questions. And for me, that just confirmed it, to show that these women, these ever transforming women, these women who are constantly pushing, constantly trusting. And I think Robin mentioned it earlier on, and Alistair as well. You can clearly see God in all of this, whether it be that God has already brought them through, or that they believe that God is still going to bring them through, or that they are still trusting in the process of what He's doing. That is so inspiring. I said it last week, saying it again because I maintain that it's so inspiring to hear what women of all ages are going through, have been through, and that inspires me, and I'm sure Courtney and Robin as females on this team, and even Tashdik and Alistair as well, just to be inspired by women. So I really enjoyed this. I really valued this experience. And I just want to say a big shout out to all our ladies. You guys are truly inspiring. You are so boundless. And yeah, that's it.
Thanks. Robin, any closing comments from your side?
I completely agree with Courtney and Abby. Honestly, firstly, thank you, ladies. Honestly, this is amazing. This opportunity that we have to share you guys' answers and stuff. It's honestly it's a great pleasure for us as well. We are also grateful for this opportunity that we have. I mean, we can use the social platform to do this, and we are grateful for that, because all of the things that you guys have shared with us, like Courtney said, it's not very easy for people to share such personal things and stuff. So for you, it took bravery, it took courage for you guys to actually share, and for that we say thank you. And we are also very appreciative, because through the things that you guys have said, it's going to touch people. I definitely believe that it's going to touch someone out there, and people will be able to relate to what you guys have said. And I'm so glad for that, because there are so many times when and I know us, the five of us in the school, we have people in our lives and stuff that we know of that are just looking for people to relate to, that need help, that need things like that. They just need someone to say, oh my word, I'm going through that as well. So for you guys for sharing that, having that courage to share, we very appreciative, and thank you again very much. This has been a really good opportunity for us. So yeah, we're grateful. Thank you.
Cool, definitely. Indeed. Yes. Alistair, on your side, anything from you?
Yeah, definitely. I've just come up with something smart, and that derives from all of the answers that these ladies have given. Like if I think about the word boundless, a lot of the people says that never ending, it's God's love, whatever. So I mean, just thinking of that, like if you ask what the definition of boundless is, like I would say that means God's love. And if you ask what the definition of God's love is, then you can say it's boundless. So it goes both ways. So I think that's pretty smart. But nevertheless, it's great. It's really a great privilege to be able to hear these stories and these answers from women. Who has gone through some things, who has faced so many things, and at the end of the day, they still say, look, I'm a woman, I'm boundless, and that is because of God. So I really just want to say that I appreciate everyone, all women who goes out there knowing that God's got their back. Thank you.
Thank you, Alistair. Also, then thank you to all our lovely women in this group, on our panel, as we discussed and also read out the answers of the questions. I also just want to add on to what Alistair said. You spoke about love, and I'm just reminded that there is no fear in perfect love, and that God is love. And when we do encounter fear, when we are faced with fear, we should lead with love, or we should respond with love. And when we do respond with love, we respond through Christ, through God, because He is love. And so, yes, thank you so much for your answers. Thank you for engaging with us. We really appreciate it. We did this because we wanted to create a platform whereby a woman actually just can share their experiences, and also I think it's Courtney or Abby, I'm not too sure, who said that in regard to, it's not easy for a woman or for a lady to share their fears, and so we wanted to challenge our women to share their fear and also to overcome their fear, because we believe that we cannot let fear hold us down, and we cannot let fear be the thing that goes ahead of us. We should let Christ go ahead of us, and we should let love go ahead of us. And so, yeah, thank you so much for your responses and for engaging with us. Thank you for those who responded to our WhatsApp messages. Thank you for those who responded via Facebook. Thank you for those who responded via Instagram. Please continue to do so. Yeah, because we really do appreciate engaging with you, and also to just respond to your messages. Yeah, and we're praying for you as well. We're praying for you to overcome your fears, and we're praying for you to to keep on trusting God and having faith in God, because I mean, He's the only one that will be able to deliver you from what you're going through. And so we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves last week as well, which was our first session, and also tonight, which is our last session. But let this not be the last time that we do something like this, or even let this not be the last time that you actually engage with us. So like I said, please do comment, please do like, and please do share the content that we put onto our social media platforms, because we are not just doing this for us. We are doing it to enrich other, not only women, but to enrich and reach other lives as well that are going through some difficult times. And just to echo what Robin said, that someone needs to know that they are not alone in this. And so everyone goes through things, and it's nice to know that we can relate to someone. And at the end of the day, God has created us, and it's just unfortunate that we need to go through the trials and tribulations that we do go through. But these are all things that we, that keeps us on our knees and keeps us, close to Christ. And so, yeah, thank you very much, and God bless you.